Well, welcome everyone in the part 2 of polymerase chain reaction. Our today's learning objective is how PCR is applied for gene cloning and then enumerate different applications of PCR. So let's see how gene cloning is done. So in gene cloning, what we are usually doing or try to do, we try to clone or amplify a DNA segment from any source and put it in a vector which is usually referred as cloning vector. So most common variation for gene cloning that is applied, it involves amplification of specific segment of DNA and its introduction, which is usually referred as cloning, into a cloning vector that contains restriction into nucleus sites. So these restrictions into nucleus sites are nothing but sites in the DNA molecule that can be cut by restriction into nucleases, which are just type of molecular scissors that can cut DNA at specific sequences. So for cloning a gene, what we usually do, we employ primers, which we have already learned that are short synthetic oligonucleotide sequences which are complementary to our target sequence on template. But additionally, they also contain restriction into nucleus sites at their 5' ends that we use later after PCR amplification to generate ends that can be used to clone in your cloning vector. So as you see on your right hand side, so what we are doing, we are taking a template and then we are separating its complementary strands. Then we are adding primers which are having cleavage site for a restriction into nucleus that we just discussed. Then we allow the PCR reaction to go on. So after a number of cycles, we end up having the template DNA like in 10 to the power 6 copies or 10 to the power 8 copies of your template DNA. So what we do, we add a restriction into nucleus to your amplified DNA. So what it does, as you see here, EcoR1 endonuclease is written. So suppose we have added EcoR1 endonuclease enzyme site in your primers. So whatever has been amplified is now going to have EcoR1 endonuclease site at its ends. So when you add this EcoR1 endonuclease, it's going to cut the DNA at specific sites that have EcoR1 site, and they are going to generate ends which are usually referred as staggered ends, as you see here. So at the bottom, as you see, there are 4 bases missing on your left hand side on the top strand, while the 4 nucleotides are missing in the bottom strand on your right hand side. The same way, these kind of staggered ends are also generated in your vector cloning vector. So once you have these EcoR1 site staggered ends in your cloning vector and your PCR amplified products, so if you put them together, the complementary sites present on your this template DNA or the amplified DNA that has been cut with EcoR1 site is going to bind with the complementary sites present on your cloning vector. So once this is done, you use another set of enzymes which are usually referred as DNA ligases. They join the nucleotides which are close together and making your vector complete. after you have digested your amplified DNA with the EcoR1, you add it with the EcoR1 digested your cloning vector, and then add a DNA ligase enzyme. That enzyme has the capacity to that is sealed. You now have your gene cloned in a cloning vector. So after that it is done, usually to have that copy stably amplified, you usually transform these cloning vector containing your cloned gene into E. coli, and as you multiply E. coli, you also multiply your cloned gene copy along with your cloning vector. So that's how it is done. Application of the PCR is in forensic sciences. Forensic sciences, the PCR technology is used to identify suspects. In molecular archaeology and molecular paleontology, we usually try to extract DNA from mummified remains and clone them. After cloning, we sequence and try to find out how close they are to the existing species or extinct species. In the field of epidemiology, PCR enhanced DNA samples from human remains are used to trace evolution of pathogenic viruses, past diseases, and evolution of pathogens such as Mycobacterium tuberculosis and Mycobacterium leprae. In diagnostics, multiple PCR based tests are available that you must have also heard about, like prenatal genetic disease detection, viral infection detection, pathogen detection, etc. In the field of genomics, for whole genome sequencing efforts, this PCR technique or technology is employed. In the field of genomics, amplification of whole genome for sequencing the whole genome. In the field of genomics, PCR is employed to amplify the genome and sequence it. We usually employ it for template amplification for sequencing, mapping, cloning content, etc. to make the whole genome sequence available to us. And there are many more applications of PCR. With this, we end our part 2 of PCR. Thank you everyone for listening it.